back to my channel. Unfortunately, it's not Vida, like, episode 32, but... I asked for your questions on Twitter for a writing Q&A, but I said I wasn't alone, and most people thought it was Kenzie, but that's not who I'm filming with.
Hello!
Yay!
I'm Lindsay Lohan!
Today I'm going to be doing a writing Q&A with Waverly Reeds! Because she didn't want to do anything not writing related.
Well, I don't know, it's the only idea I could come up with. Q&A.
What's the worst thing about being a writer?
The worst thing for me is probably when you tell someone you're a writer and they're just like, oh my god, how many books have you got published? Or they just like respond with something completely stupid like that, or something like, can I be a character?
It's like when they assume that you're already published and you can't just be a writer in your own time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that annoys me as well. See, the worst thing about being a writer is having the idea in your head and then not coming out on words, and you keep rewriting and rewriting. You've got like 5 drafts, but they're all the same, and it's like, what fictional world would you live in?
I would actually really like to live in the Divergent world, just because I'd like to see how the split society like that would actually work. Because right now we're all split society, but we all live together. Would it be different if we lived apart?
I just want to be in Harry Potter. Not even just to like be cliche, I just want to be a wizard. Bibbly back the fuck up.
Bibbly boppily boo.
Where do you get your inspiration from? Literally anything.
Like, if you're looking at something how it is, then it's not going to give you inspiration, but if you try to think deeply into what it is, then you're going to get ideas from it.
Do you prefer to put your work on paper or type it on a computer? Now this one's interesting.
The computer is a lot more long term. If I have writer's block, I find it easier to write the last, write the last paragraph of what I was writing, and then if I'm writing it on paper it just seems to keep flowing.
I just feel like my handwriting isn't good enough to have my work on paper. It has to be on the computer because otherwise people can't read it. I don't own any notepads. I don't really own any it's literally on my phone or
I have like 3
on the computer. I sound like a really bad writer now, but
yeah, that's not a bad thing.
Out of those you've made up, who is your favourite so out of the... Okay, I read that wrong in my head. I was like, what? So out of the characters that you've made up in a story, who is your favourite?
Each other's books, alright.
We can do it about our own and each other. We can do both.
Okay.
My favourite one out of mine would be Ollie from Wake, because I want an Ollie. I created Ollie of my perfect boyfriend, and I want him.
So my favourite character out of my own book would probably be Dan.
Yeah.
Because he's like badass, but at the same time like really sweet.
I imagine him like Emmett from Twilight. What's your favourite one out of mine, since I said Dan?
Out of yours...
Don't have to be Wake, don't have to be anything like that. I bet people are shouting Louise, aren't they?
I can't remember her name, but I'm going to go back to one of your really old novels that got deleted. Do you remember that witch one you was writing?
Bewitched. Yeah.
That witch one you was writing? There was a character in that.
Started writing that again.
There was a character in that I was obsessed with, and I was so pissed when you deleted it. I was like, dude, I don't know what comes of this character now, but I can't remember her name.
Is there going to be a 3rd Wake book? I need answers.
No!
No, there is not going to be a 3rd one. Oh my god. You need to stop obsessing over this book. Not sure it's going to be a trilogy just yet. Yeah. But I wouldn't say never. What's one spelling/grammar mistake that irritates you the most? When people say collage instead of college.
Aren't they completely different words? Like college and then collage is like to do with art.
Yes.
One of my biggest like spelling, like it's not really spelling mistakes, it's more like a grammar mistake, is when they're like there, they are, and over there.
When people say of instead of off, like turn the light off. What's one word that you can't spell?
One spelling mistake I always make, and I still can't spell this word to this day without like 10 different attempts, is vehicle.
Can't spell necessary. Or appreciate. Can't spell them. I just don't know why. I've tried so many times. I can't spell necessary or appreciate. Character in a book do you think best fits the other person's personality? I was thinking about this because she told me this, that she asked this earlier, and I think you'd suit Hazel from The Fault in Our Stars.
Why? Because I talk about death?
No, just because you don't really... I don't know.
Because like, it doesn't scare me.
Yeah, basically. I'm more Isaac, to be honest. I think.
What, 'cause you're blind?
No, because this recently got dumped.
Or I'm gonna say you remind me of Erin from, Erin or Shani, because they're both the same, from the House of Night series.
Oh.
Because they're like really carefree, but really loyal, bitchy friends. Like, you are a really loyal friend, but if someone pisses you off, they're gonna know about it. and that's how they're like to their friends they're so loyal, but then if they see someone they don't like, they're just like, you slide bitch from hell.
Yeah. What tips would you give other writers? Don't just say YOLO and write a book. Please don't do that.
No.
Please plan.
Plan.
Because I didn't used to do that, and look where that got me.
If you're gonna write death, like,
oh my.
if you're going to write a character death,
it needs to make sense.
It needs to make sense.
It needs to be a hard hitting. You know, if you're gonna have a death, it's got to be worth it.
Build up to it. Don't just have them suddenly die.
Foreshadowing is also very important in books. You need to hint at a plot before you actually do it.
Yeah.
Because then the reader will be like, oh my god, that's brilliant.
Because like, they're gonna guess something.
Yeah.
But you want to take them off guard, but you also don't want it to be completely unbelievable.
I think the definition of a good book, going back to the other question, and writing a good book, is making yourself and the reader feel something about it. Because I remember writing Louise's death in Olive Tree, and I felt so fucking sad. I wouldn't struggle on a name. Like, sometimes when I used to write a lot, I used to like stop writing a book purely because I couldn't think of a name.
That's what I'm going through right now. Like, I stopped writing because I needed this name.
The book that I'm writing now, I couldn't think of a name for about 3 months, and now I've got a really good one, so I wouldn't really stress. It comes to you, you know? Don't rush it, because then you might end up with a name that you don't even like.
And not make sure the whole thing is appealing. Because if you're going to give them a crappy cover with a crappy name, no one's going to want to pick up the book.
Yeah. I'd also, like, before you start writing, I'd look up synonyms of words that are used often, like and, so, you know, just to get different words and vocabulary in there, because you can't really write a book without vocabulary. You
it's
need
like
to look up
in my
stuff.
video, it's amazing and fabulous and wonderful and amazing and fabulous and wonderful, and that's all I'm saying lately, and I need to change that.
This may seem like really random, but I would be really careful with sex scenes, because not many people like reading them. Like, you could describe it so well, not like describe it so well, but you know, I wouldn't actually go into detail of what happened. Like,
writing a real issue, don't sugarcoat it. Don't say, oh, I was raped and he penetrated me and then that was it. You have to go into detail of these real life things to make people realize that they are real.
But if two people are just having sex in the middle of the book, I wouldn't really go into that much detail.
If it's important to the plotline and you're going through this like really like it's a big deal to the plotline, then you are going to have to explain it. Yeah. But be careful how you explain it, because you don't want to offend your readers.
Anyway guys, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Anyway guys, that's the end of this video. If you liked it, please give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe to Waverley over at her channel. But don't forget to subscribe to me as well, if you haven't already. Boom. Comment down below some more questions for us to answer, and maybe we'll make a part 2. Yeah, that sounds good. 4, 3, 5.